Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. In this video we're talking about VAT, that's the value-added tax here in Thailand, and a recent article came to my attention with respect to VAT. We've been discussing on this channel e-commerce and how it's relating to the Revenue Department and just generally how regulatory oversight has become an issue with respect to e-commerce here in Thailand. In a recent article from the Bangkok Post, which published July 6, 2017, the title of the article, "Draft Ends Foreign VAT Relief." And to quote directly from the article, "A draft bill on e-business tax will annul the Revenue Department's value-added tax exemption for online shopping worth less than 1,500 baht, bought as in purchase." Quote further, "bought from foreign vendors outside of Thailand." To quote further, "revocation of the VAT exemption amount is stated in a paper slated for a public hearing of the draft bill, scheduled to close on July 11th. To further quote, "given that online purchases are gaining momentum and the Finance Ministry is recording falling tax revenue contributed by traditional sellers, this government is seeking a way to increase its revenue." So what's going on here? Well, I think it's fairly clear. Just like any place else in the world, online retailing is becoming an increasingly sizable chunk of consumer spending. And as a result of that, retail sales, the revenue generated from retail sales, the revenue streams are shifting. And as a result of this, the Revenue Department is seeing a decrease in their collected revenue from retail sales and is looking for a way to go ahead and collect up more of the revenue, more VAT revenue from online sales. In the past, there was a 1,500 baht exemption from VAT for anything bought less than 1,500 baht online. It appears to me, although this is currently just in its draft stage, this is probably going to be promulgated. And in the event that it is, that means that we're going to basically be dealing with VAT on all purchases, online or otherwise for that matter, here in the Kingdom of Thailand. I think it's fairly safe to assume that this is going to happen fairly quickly. In the past, there had been discussion of actually raising the marginal VAT or just raising the VAT rate generally on all items. There was a significant backlash against that, and in the end, it was decided to shelve that proposal. So it would appear that revenue authorities are looking for other means and mechanisms to go ahead and increase revenue without sort of stepping on the toes of the general population with respect to issues surrounding a hike in VAT, if you will. So this looked probably from a policy standpoint and just from a practical standpoint, this probably seemed to be a pretty easy sort of if not a win-win, because I guess the consumer isn't really winning anything by having to pay more VAT. As far as a politically expedient method of increasing the volume of VAT revenue, it seems to me like a no-brainer. They basically just said, look, if we take this 1,500 baht exemption off of all this stuff, we can go ahead and increase our revenue that way. It looks like that's what's going to be the case. As has been previously noted, things involving e-commerce, I think it's safe to expect that notwithstanding that authorities seem to have kind of backed off on their position to try and collect revenue from all sorts of online activity, I think it's safe to assume that there's going to be sort of a creeping increase of taxation with respect to online purchasing, online services. And I think that this VAT, this draft with respect to VAT, is just a sign of further things to come.